And folks, we're back looking to try to determine who's going to be joining Rogue in those grand finals. The advantage has been taken by the Space Soldiers. After needing extra rounds to do it, the Turkish team has taken their map pick on Cash. Now they move on into enemy territory. It's Mirage coming up. Does Heroic have what it takes to push a third map?
I doubt it, man. I feel like the Space Soldiers look so solid here on Cash, even though, yes, it was a close game, but I felt like every single time there was a chance for Heroic to get back into the game, maybe they got like a couple of rounds, like 3-4 rounds, and then Space Soldiers went back in and shut them down.
Sure.
And I have a really hard time trying to come up with win conditions for Heroic for this one, because I felt like everyone did a decent job. I don't feel like anyone fell through.
Mouse. Like, I mean, you almost feel like if Xantares would just stepped up a little bit more.
Yeah, that's
and
the problem
as
well.
This map,
because
then I feel like it's going to be a huge
Space Soldiers aren't on their top level. This isn't even their final form. Like, they can get better than this. And they're already beating them.
I can only just think about Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, I know.
Like, it was just, I was like,
fair enough.
Yeah, so Mirage kind of a mixed map for Space Soldiers. Obviously lost it yesterday to Optic, though they wound up winning the series. That's why they're here today. Had a couple different games on a WSG where they won-lost. The big thing about Mirage that haunts them is the fact that they had two 13-16 losses on Mirage at E-League Boston in the top 16 to SK and Mouse Sports, and if they could have just gotten one of those, they would actually have made the top 8. So the map kind of haunts them in that way, I think. And then for Heroic, it's a map we've seen them play quite a bit in this standing situation with Chrome and at EPL and at this event, and they've had, you know, good results here. Some losses there, so again, kind of a mixed bag. But I think that their losses were kind of impressive still. Like they only lost to Navi in overtime. Yeah. You know, they lost to Mouse Sports 14-16, so definitely look sharp on Mirage in most of their games together.
It's a map where the individualists on a team can shine, like Mirage. It is kind of what Dust 2 used to be back in the day, where the biggest players, the Oppers especially, could shine all on their own, and people played it so much in pucks and stuff. Now Mirage has become the new Dust 2 in that sense. So people who puck a lot will be very, very good at this map.
I'm also curious, like Space Soldiers, we saw them kind of stray away from their normal aggressive tendencies on Cash on their T side a lot of the time and really play like slower like defaults and just kind of, you know, took their time with the game. This is another map where Space Soldiers are typically super aggressive on T side.
I feel like Cash, you can get away with it. On Mirage, you need to have that aggressiveness. We saw actually that was why Fraxus won that one game where no one thought they could bring it back against Luminosity, because it was like a 33% win rate for them or something like that. Yep. But then they just played aggressive throughout the entire game, and that totally threw Luminosity off guard. So you have to be able to bring that aggressiveness into both your T and CT side on Mirage if you want to win.
Yeah, I mean, I would think that Space Soldiers should feel pretty good about playing this map and getting back to their aggression. And they're going to be starting on the CT side, actually. So we'll have to wait on all that aggression on T side for a little bit later as we do kick things off. Is it going to be Space Soldiers moving on to the finals after this map is all said and done? Or are Heroic going to force that third? That's what we're looking to find out. As we get underway with the pistol, we are going to be seeing that bomb making its way through the B apartments with all 5 players of Heroic. One does go underpass to maybe make sure they're not getting pushed. But it seems like a B attack is what they're looking to do. They do have one smoke and a flash.
Here we go, full B push. Pass is there with the USP, but hasn't hit anything yet. Engine sees at 75, 1-for-1, but Pass switches a position. 2-for-2 trade so far, so Terrace will gain control over the truck area. Will they get more though? Santaris not able to answer back. This is what we were talking about on map 1. Santaris not being on point, but Nico surely is. Taps 2 and adds to his tally. 4 frags for the young Dane.
All Calyx now, 1v2's got to work fast. No kit, gets in with the USP, is spotted by the bench player though. Gets the headshot on the Freiburg, and there's nothing that Nico can do about it. Exactly, he's got all the information he needs to deliver, and he finds it! Calyx is an absolute monster this series, and really well played throughout this tournament from this man. What a round.
This is FPL level Calyx right now. Like, this is how he usually does an FPL game.
Calyx right now.
Yeah,
Nico, heart goes out to him. He played such a great round outside of that 1v1. Was actually, I think, on for the ace, right? Did he have 4?
He had 4 kills.
Oh, man.
It's so hard being in that position.
It was rough because in the 1v2, Calyx was able to isolate 2 1v1s, right? They were never able to play off of each other and try to crossfire him or do some type of bait and switch. So definitely was a real problem.
Right now there's a technical pause, short one. It's an issue with the communication program, TeamSpeak, so should be fixed rather quickly. Probably just a cable that plugged out, so no big problems like last time around. Don't worry.
You hope not.
Fingers crossed. But yeah, it will be, of course, Heroic with that bomb plant, with the option to either go for the full eco and buy AKs next round, or do like a big force up now. I feel like they're gonna have to go for the AKs next round, to be honest. I feel like it's so powerful on Mirage, where there's so many openings where you can have to take mid to long range duels with the AKs, so you can really force the issue.
The thing is, Nico has so much money because of all the P250 friends. Yeah. He actually could AK armor, I'm pretty sure.
He could.
So there is that thought, but I imagine, like you said, it makes more sense to go for the third round.
Yeah, and also for the third round, then Nico will be able to get a full like set of nades as well, so they can do a full execute. But we are back in the game now.
Surprised he didn't at least spring for a deagle.
Yeah, Nico could have gotten a deagle here, but they opted against it, wanting to go for full utility next round, which is fair enough.
Just going to waterfall out of the palace. Xantares there with the FAMAS. This is that confidence builder round, I feel like, for Xantares. Get him some kills. Let him get him warmed up, get him alive. Could even ace, actually, at this point.
Ace, come on.
Get him to him. Nope.
Oh, pass, come on.
What a scummy thing to do. Not really, though, but still. Xantares will just walk over with the 4. A little stat padding, and here comes the AK buy from Heroic.
5.4k on Nico here, so he can definitely get the grenades you want for this. 2 flashbangs. Smoke and a molly. Smoke and flashes from the rest of the team. Op on Major, so he's definitely ready for this. He knows what's coming his way now.
Yep, getting aggressive here is Major with the AWP. Again, they will op a lot on CT side, and will even double op at times.
Very aggressive play. I like this. Like it shows that Space Soldiers know they have to get aggressive even on the CT side. They can't just stay back.
Yeah, Madi, though, catches Engine trying to jump up for a really late peek on B apartments. Normally you would just jump peek it, but he tried to get up there, and that causes a lot of problems. Now Paz just kind of locked in over here at the bench. He does have a rotation coming in from Market. It's going to be Xantares, I believe, with the FAMAS. Indeed it is. Still not really sure what's going on just yet, as Heroic has not committed to anything.
They haven't really moved. Like, these 4 players have not moved since the beginning of the round.
Like, Crowens is playing a really passive A position, just watching for flanks, but you feel like the focus really is going to be, like, mid and B. Some type of catwalk apartment split.
Oh.
The smoke missed, though.
I think that missed, yeah.
Yeah, there's no question that missed.
That's
a huge problem.
Oh, no, Freiburg is just dead because of that missed smoke.
Yeah, missed smokes can be a huge handicap to a team. Unfortunately, it cost him a life as well. Madi's still trying to see what he can do. He's been very aggressive in the upper B apartments lately on this team.
Madi hears this, definitely. I think there was 1 step and the knife to the wall while the jump happened, so...
Madi does indeed creep out here to the van. Op shot is fired, but it's missed by Major, who's trying just to reset and fall back behind the pillar, stay alive, buy time. But the terrorists are swarming in right now with these AKs. He's still alive somehow inside the site, eventually taken down. Esatag pitching in as well, leaving Calyx all alone. Had a big clutch in the pistol in a 1v2, but I think this one's a little bit too far to reach for.
Yeah, definitely. Just making sure that he can exit without losing his life and makes it happen, saves the M4, brings it into the next round. So Heroic finally will get on the table, but it took a full buy against what was essentially a bonus buy apart from the AWP on Major. 2,500 to spare on Pass, 3,400 on Xantares, 2,600 to spare on Engine. So 3 of the players did not buy up here.
Yeah, it does give them an option to buy next round if Calyx can save this M4. They could still get a somewhat decent buy in the next round. Looks like he should be able to. No one's really chasing for it. Nope. So it's going to be 2-1.
Heroic needs to get something done. I was talking to Esatag in the break. He looked completely unfazed as he was just snacking on a bag of chips, just like, yeah, we're gonna go in, we're gonna win Mirage, of course. And then he just walked away. So wasn't even worried at all.
That's certainly good news. If you're a Heroic fan, that they're still not rattled by that. Now we're waiting to see what's going to happen here from Space Soldiers. We already did see a couple of buys come out. M4s on 3 players. Major is the one that's in a little bit of trouble as far as having money to buy. I think he did get like an SMG or something, but everyone else is on M4s.
Yep.
Do have a kit on Calyx as well. Decent amount of utility, not the best, but certainly still manageable.
Let's see here, Crowman.
Oh. Yes, it is the UMP, okay.
We'll have the front spawn. Goes for the A ramp, but not too aggressive. Just checking it. A little bit of damage done to Santaris. Modi will be entering in towards the connector already, so full-on pace for Rogue in this one. Freiburg clearing out Santaris. Calyx has to rotate back, call for backup.
That was lightning fast. Santaris was not ready for that. He got caught big time. And now we do have Heroic making their way into the A-bomb side. But Calyx here at the ticket booth, able to get a kill. He does get traded, but Major inside Palace is able to swing right back at Heroic. Madi ensures a 2v2. It's just tit for tat right now, but it does leave Nico alone when it's all said and done. He's got a lot of time and the bomb on his back, but he's got to worry about the fact that there's someone in Palace who could flank him at any moment through ramp or Palace. And he doesn't really know who this other player is either. And he's pretty committed to this A-bomb site.
Yeah, he's
smart move. He ensures the bomb plant with that Molotov.
And he also has a smoke, so he can smoke off that position right there. And a high flash for when he sees the first one jumping stairs or something like that. So Nico putting himself in the best possible scenario to win this 1v2.
Yeah, it's very true. Like, I feel like he's played it as perfectly as he can. Now it's just going to come down to whether that close by position is going to pay off. Oh, he's already eaten some bullets through that. Paz maybe not knowing what he's done just yet, but certainly it's helped. But Nico got Major. I thought he had a crack at it, but Paz silences him, and so Space Soldiers will get the victory. They'll reset Heroic. But with that bomb plant coming in, at least it gives them a little bit of extra cash they could buy here still.
Yeah. They can get a force buy going here. 2 of the players will be on 2,500, but the rest will be able to buy fully up. So we're probably going to see 3 AKs, 2 UMPs. That would be the obvious choice here. Maybe just some pistols. We're going to find out.
Yeah,
going to be a timeout, though.
To figure it out.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Want to make sure that you have the correct buy. Like, what utility do we need for this execute? Will I have to go on a UMP? Will I have to go on a CZ? What's the plan? Seems like CZ will be the setup for Chroman. So opting for utility. Yeah, opting for most utility here, which is an interesting choice. So they're saying the utility we would be able to get, the single flashbang with the UMP, is not enough. We need the extra Molotovs and the extra smokes.
Timeout has been completed, so we'll be getting back here in the next few seconds and see what Heroic has in store for us. What did they talk about in that extra time? Do they have a particular tactic in mind? It seems so. A firm commitment by all 5 players towards mid and B. Just one mid, in fact, just Freiburg, the rest inside of the apartments. They have the smokes for the cat's wall that you see a lot of teams use now that basically blocks the get right position and blocks any type of cat rotation. This kind of isolates the bomb site. So I feel like that's probably what's in the cards. And Freiburg's caught a kill on middle as well. That's really going to add to the effect.
Right now they're setting up for a B push. Nico has the position for the high flash way far back, and that's going to come in a couple of seconds, I think. And then Modi's going to push in. That's the high flash. And the entry could be coming in anytime soon, but nice rotation by Engine. He will get 1-for-1. Major answering back after dying. So 2-for-2 trade, but the Centaur's coming in and making it work nonetheless. The advantage that Heroic had from that early mid-peak from Freiburg is now gone. It's the 2v2.
And here's the thing. They haven't actually committed to that B bomb site yet. Freiburg's actually coming up catwalk now. So you'll imagine they're eventually still going to try to come into B.
Still a smoke for Nico, so they can probably get the plant down to that.
Yeah, plant safely inside the smoke, perhaps. And actually now, this is a little bit worried that the bomb could have fallen back, but they're going to stick together anyway. Know that, okay, we'll just defend here. If they do plant A, we'll just retake together. But now it is indeed the B plant, so...
Didn't throw down the smoke, so he still has that.
Yeah, they're going to try to come out. Freiburg gets caught here in the corner. Now it's all on Nico 1v2. Doesn't even find one. Calyx gets the kill. Almost a team ace for Space Soldiers. Only Paz not involved, and they get the victory. 4-1 now for Space Soldiers.
The rotation from Santaris was on point there. Like, the timing he came in with was after the individual 1-for-1 trade for the 2 B players. He comes in with that first FAMAS spray, and then he takes the secondary angle onto Freiburg. Very nicely done by Santaris, but still, like, he's on 7-3, and that's where we expect him to be.
Land Terrace is warming up.
Yeah,
going to live up to the name soon, I'm telling you.
I'm taking it. Santaris is nice. Land Terrace.
So, Heroic here, just on a light buy of pistols and smokes, looking to flood into this A bomb site and hope at the very least they can get a bomb plant. You do see them beginning to run their way in. A nice little counter incendiary, though, has halted them at a ramp. Santaris has spotted the player inside Palace. Will back off and block behind some smokes.
Oh, Calyx. This is where he gets really good. Triple for him.
And no plant.
Oh, wow.
Well done by Calyx to deny the extra cash to Heroic.
And this is the scoreboard as it should look like. Like Calyx and Xantares on top. The rest of them following, but not having a ton of frags. But like, what can you do against this? Even through the smoke for the third one.
I feel like he would have had that fourth one if it wasn't for his teammate kill first. He is definitely on point with the accuracy of that crosshair placement. But now we do see the buyback up here from Heroic. And we do see Xantares looking to get very aggressive here up middle, marching his way forward. He does find Freiburg, but unfortunately not the kill that he wanted. Instead, he goes down, so advantage gains. And he definitely did sacrifice a lot of himself to get that kill, but still alive and still a 5-on-4 for Heroic. Look, Amadi trying to come up close. Will he suspect Engine? Seems like it. Seems like, yeah, maybe there's a guy there.
Will he suspect it, Dust?
It's just like waiting for the inevitable. Let's Body get in the headshot. That's B wide open. Bomb will.
I'm going to say he suspected it.
Yeah, seems likely. Maybe he heard, I mean, we didn't see it on camera, but he could have easily heard it or something.
He probably heard it, yeah. So,
we got to save. Might not be able to, though. Croman is here. Not able to find them, though.
So yeah, the 3 remaining players, CT players, should be straight up saving it now. No real reason to go into a 4-player post plant. Freiburg actually lowered HP. Going for this one. Interesting choice.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, there's not a whole lot of money on Heroic, so if you're going to chase after these kills, it's actually probably more at a cost to you than Space Soldiers to do so.
Yep.
So probably shouldn't be forcing the issue, and indeed they don't. They back down.
Also just facing with 5 HP is... That's ballsy. But then again, he is a major winner in this Freiburg, so...
That was some time ago.
Exactly 4 years ago.
I won the 3rd major.
Those were the days, man. NIP won every event. 87-0. It was very easy to follow Counter-Strike back then.
Oh yeah, it's pretty easy. That is certainly true. And here we go, Heroic, looking to once again see if they can't challenge middle. No aggression this time from Space Soldiers, playing a little bit more standard, though they do have Xantares and Connector and one on Catwalk, who might be able to work together around these smokes to try to fend off mid. Oh, blind S-Attack tries to run through Connector, and Xantares probably equally as blind, does find the kill, though, in it. Paz taken down in the process, so still equal footing for these two teams. But mid control has been taken in a big way by Heroic, and this they can use to work into something, you'd hope.
4v4. Op still alive on Major. Still 2 Molotovs on that T side, but no smokes. If they want to go into a bomb site, they're going to have to win the duels, and Calyx will take Croman out of the equation. Bomb still in the back of Nico. Freiburg picks up one that's in the window. 2 players situated towards that.
Big player to hit. Remember, Calyx and Xantares have been actually really hot on this map. Calyx great on the first map as well. So Xantares being down already certainly will bode well for Heroic, as they seem to be staging up for some type of B-split here. Freiburg still parked in middle by Connector, keeping an eye on things. But Space Soldiers do have 2 players in the right place. Calyx, though, is so far away inside Palace, but luckily for him, Engine has been able to find Madi, so he's been able to get an edge for his team. Major has his catwalk covered, and time is ticking low, so a commitment must be coming soon. Engine can use this spot to kind of jump up on the van safely, but thinks better of it, backs down and finds the head of Nico. Gets pushed in by Freiburg, sure, but his time is not on Freiburg's side, but he catches Major trying to escape. He actually can plant now, probably. Yeah, Couch, remember, he was a long rotation away. He is getting to market just as the plant finishes. Gives time to Freiburg to get to bench, but he can't win the fight. Calyx does. That's another round for Space Soldiers.
It's actually funny when you think about it. 4 years ago, when Freiburg won that major, that's the same year that Xantares signed to Space Soldiers.
Wow, that is a little nugget of information.
Yeah,
a valuable one.
Thank you.
I like it.
That was an interesting year back then for Counter-Strike. Freiburg couldn't finish the triple. And Calyx will be on 11-2.
Yeah, he has been so good this series. Kind of like the front runner for Space Soldiers MVP candidate if they do wind up winning this event.
MVP candidate right there.
Yeah.
Xantares though, with one onto Freiburg, starting things off nicely. Major taken out to 15 HP, but he does have the ult, so it's not of the biggest concern.
Yeah, Heroic, a man down. I think it's some mid-controls, have some presence in B apartments. Madi, again, has really been focused on trying to find plays out through this B apartments area. He has a couple of times done the job.
Once again, does like only 2 smokes remaining for the execute for Heroic.
That's very true. They have plenty of flashes, though, so maybe they can use that to somehow white screen a CT and be able to get an advantageous duel, as they do take into connector. So again, getting a lot of space, but Space Soldiers is the one that has the bigger numbers right now, and they're well positioned to play off of one another. And here again, we have this same stalemate of Engine and Madi right next to each other through a wall. Will Madi suspect it? Yes, he will. He has definitely been getting the better of Engine, I feel like, on this B apartments.
Passes on short though, but
ooh,
Madi taking that duel.
That's a big fight to win.
No worries. And once again, a save. S-Attack is behind enemy lines right now, though, as Space Soldiers decided to save.
Yeah, understandably so. Trying to retake with the AWP player with no HP, really. And I feel like retaking B on Mirage, I don't know if it's the hardest bomb site to retake, but I feel like it's got to be like top 3 hardest bomb sites to retake. Yeah. B bomb site on Dust 2 comes to mind as well, now that Dust 2's back on the rotation. So definitely don't want to mess with it.
Major will take one off. That was his attack. Third round will be coming in for Heroic, so not all doom and gloom for them so far on the CT side, but definitely lacking the last bits and pieces. So,
kind of curious if we're going to see the double op come out at some point for Space Soldiers. Paz and Major usually wants to do it on this map.
I don't think the money,
especially since B apartments gets getting exploited like that, I do wonder if like that's the thought, like, okay, let's put an op on it.
Yeah, and you're going to get your wish. Double up setup. It is also at the cost of missing some utility and Engine having to go on UMP, but they are going to get it.
It's also worth noting that usually the second opera is Calyx, but on this particular map it's Paz on the CT side. I guess it makes most sense positionally, but look at Madi. He's like already in A. No one's aware of it just yet. Now Calyx picks up on it, able to get the frag, but Nico there for the trade. The rest of the team coming up middle into connector, definitely looking to split this A-bomb as quickly as possible. No one's there, by the way. They're just stuck inside window room, but Xantares is catching them cross, and he does take down Croman.
Pass here, CT spawn with the op. Is there going to come a flash for S-Attack? He's certainly not going to try and peek this, surely not. Will take damage.
Yeah, the jiggle's a little bit too far, and the timing just right for Paz to do damage.
Still like a 4v3 retake.
Oh, this is possible, though. Seems like Nico's on to it. But he's got to come up huge.
It looked like Engine just called the position of Nico. He definitely said something right now.
Yeah, the thing is like S-Attack solo on HP. Trying to hold this retake is going to be so hard, but it is 2 ops trying to retake, so that does factor in, but not when Engine's able to get a clean kill like that and upgrade to an AK-47. And then S-Attack gets burned out. Again, he had no HP there. It's all on Freiburg. He does get one, looks for the second, had the transfer, but couldn't find the shots he needed. And that's another round going the way of the Turkish squad. Again, remember, they did win the first map as well, and they're having a strong lead building here on Mirage. They would be facing Rogue in the finals if they can keep this going.
That's the dream, right? Coming to that final for both Rogue and Space Soldiers, teams who have never really won any big trophies for their organization, never really gotten anything to write home about achievement-wise. They've always been there. The level was there, the potential was there, but never quite enough to win a tournament. Major will be flushed out on B thanks to that flashbang, but Engine is still there, still alive, still kicking. Has to rotate around, Pass coming in with a backup, but Freiburg will take him out. He's still there, but finally will be taken out. Xantares coming in though. Calyx finishing the job. 1 player surviving, but it will be another round for Space Soldiers.
It's one of those rounds that was really chaotic, but Space Soldiers always kind of just stay 1 step ahead throughout the entire thing. Like lots of trades back and forth, but it was always Space Soldiers jumping in at the right time, finding the bigger kills. And now they increase their lead. All 3 rounds from Heroic have been spread out. They've been reset 3 times throughout this half, so money's become a real problem. That's why you see Croman having to resort just to a CZ to be able to get utility next to this armor.
We're in round 12 now. Calyx has died 3 times.
Yeah, he has been super on point this series. which was especially nice on Cash when Xantares was having a little bit of a harder time. This map, though, both of them have shown up.
Alex here waiting for the eventual A push to come in from Heroic. Quickly up, picks up the first one, just a 1-for-1 trade. Major's still there. Xantares as well. Major hitting one onto Freiburg bomb. Will it go down? Not yet. Attack still has it on his back, but Nico and Marty both hitting shots, but no smoke for CT. Attack is going to plant the bomb anyway. Actually will survive, but only with 12 HP. They know his position now, but no nades to take him out. Molotovs neither.
This is tough. Jump though, Xantares, big shot. He can actually just try to get this defused now. He gets a kill on jungle as well, but he has to worry about this last player. They don't know where he is. It's Nico at the ramp. He's running up. He's making himself known. Trying to cover is the teammate at Ticket Booth. It is Paz, and he does deliver. He allows Xantares to defuse. And there you have it. Space Soldiers, they just keep building up this lead.
Another clutch. The money isn't really growing for Space Soldiers, but they constantly bring the AWP with them into the next round. But it's just not working out for Heroic on this T side. Timeout will be called. 3,500 to 3,800 on that bank account runner for Heroic, thanks to the 3-round loss bonus, but they're just not getting rounds right now.
Yeah, Calyx 14, Xantares 13. Exactly where you'd want him to be. In the meantime, Chroman, the stand-in, who was so hot in EPL, struggling so far in this map with just 2. Same with Tag, the new in-game leader, down to 4. And there's just nothing consistent coming out. I will say this, there's been a lot of bomb plants from Heroic. Like, they have usually been able to get inside the site and plant. A lot of these rounds by Space Soldiers have been won via defusal. And there's been some close rounds, some 2v2s. I mean, I feel like Calyx had to win a couple of 1v2 clutches even. Yeah. So that they've definitely, maybe the scoreboard doesn't indicate how close this half has really been.
It
a lot of nail-biting rounds.
No, it definitely hasn't. And good individual actions from, I feel like, especially Marty so far. He's sitting at 9 frags as well, but he has been one of the driving forces behind what they've done so far in this half. Heroic and on this map. Engine will be flashed out now. Pass holding it as well. The flurry of terrorists just jumping in towards the bomb site will be executed. Freiburg will be allowed to come in.
Oh, wow.
Double, triple, actually. Flurry of flags. 2v3 now for Space Soldiers to come in.
Yeah, and they picked up a couple of guns, and they have armor behind them as well, including Madi, who has a lot of HP behind that M4 armor. And Major's trying to retake again in a 2v3 with an AWP. That is not a spot you really want to be in. When you look at the money for the CT side, it's not really there. So I would say saving's probably the likely choice, unless they can find a kill really quickly. And Calyx has indeed done that, and they do have Freiburg very low on health. So they can start streaming in. They have kits. They need to work quickly, though. They need to find these kills. Major finds one of them, sure, but Freiburg is still up here in the apartments, and he's waiting. He's playing it just right. There's no time left now. Major will get the kill on his way out, but the round goes to Heroic.
Finally, they get a round on the board. 3 rounds in a row for Space Soldiers and an answer back for Heroic. The scoreboard is so ridiculous, right?
It really is if we take a look at it. I'm sure we will in a moment, but Heroic has yet to be able to streak together 2 rounds in a row. Yeah. Now they will need to do that and more to give themselves like a decent half.
Yeah.
Granted, Space Soldiers are out of funds, so yeah, great opportunity to do that.
That's the one thing that we keep mentioning. Like, this has been almost like clutch round wins every single time from, whoa, wait a second. Major with a major flick.
If he keeps going and keeps finding kills, this solo gun that his team has could be enough to still maybe make something happen. The thing is, Madi has caught Engine every time he's tried to do something tricky up close like this. If he does it, I mean, to be fair, this time around it will be expected. But never, that's a CZ. There's no way he loses, right? It's a
well,
CZ.
he suspected does.
I mean, it's a CZ.
That's a question.
Definitely should just win this. Oof, Madi taking some heat. There it is, yep.
Attack coming in with a refract though onto Engine, not allowing too big of an advantage.
Now Paz has an AK as well to kind of assist Major with AWP.
Some way found his way into shade. No one has seen him.
This is interesting.
The bomb is rotating now on the back of his call, but CTs are rotating in as well, and he sees them near Ticket.
What? Oh, he did
through
get
the wall, yeah.
Wow. I think Xantares had such low HP, he did want to actually get in the spam kill to the boot. Coming in for another one onto Major as well. Doing a lot of work here to allow this bomb to get into the site, and probably should plant. That's Calyx can stop it. He's playing above the smoke, does some damage, but cannot stop that bomb from going down.
Pass picks up the AWP. Time to run away.
Yep.
Gonna get a gun for Calyx as well. So they're gonna save 2 rifles, 1 AK and 1 AWP. Heroic will get on 5 though, but the last round should be a decent buy for Space Soldiers.
Yeah, it should be, especially since they were able to get these 2 guns carried over. Gives them a little bit more flexibility into the next round. But at least Heroic here at the end, you finally get a couple of rounds in a row. Yep. If you can get the 6, it would be a decent half still.
And Croman and S-Attack also getting a couple of frags here in the last couple of rounds as well. So nice to not see them just sitting on 210 or something like that. That's always rough. And in the picture, Croman, of course. Norwegian standing. His position here with the spam through.
Yeah, he knew that there was someone back there.
Yeah. You know that there's a guy there when you see the boost coming in.
Yep. And fortunately enough for him, Xantares was really low, so any one bullet through the wall would do him in. And so a timeout before the last round of the half, just to kind of talk things out.
There's a mic problem, so
okay.
No problem. Croman's mic is bad. I think there's a problem with the... I don't know. But they're fixing it. Don't worry. Don't worry, guys. We will hear Croman.
Well, you won't, and we won't, but his team will. That's what matters.
Yeah. I would rather that they could hear him than we could hear him.
That would be a problem. It would be funny, but it would be a problem.
I'm still looking forward to the day where, like, in-game comms from teams will be back.
They used to be there.
That was so nice.
I can understand why teams were a little bit hesitant to allow it to continue, though. Like, it does give away a lot. Unless you do it like years later when the team's not even together anymore, and it's just kind of an interesting thing.
Yep.
I think doing like a delayed release is
that would be really nice. Also for like if you wanted to do like a movie or a documentary about a team.
Yeah, exactly.
Just having that communication and all the fun things.
All the fun things. It's been a fun event here in Austin, Texas, and we're starting to get towards the conclusion. We're starting to get towards those grand finals. It's all about figuring out who's going to be joining Rogue. Madi running straight through the fire. Will they realize he's gotten up here? There is a player that's under balcony who may have heard Madi stream into Tetris and could have given the call.
But maybe the noise of the flames actually masked his sound. And he hasn't really made any sound. Now he'll know.
Yeah, Alex, perfect spot to punish that. No one can come and trade him in either. A flashbang comes in and stops any terrorists from going forward and trying to clear Calyx out. Nico is in position, but Calyx is playing so patiently under the balcony.
Nico has a Molotov. Yeah, there we go. He's going to try and clear that out, but Calyx still gets it all.
Calyx still won that fight, by the way, on the other side of the map. That's huge, and he keeps winning fights. Another headshot onto Freiburg. Looking for more. Finds it to S-Attack, and Calyx could just ace this round. Xantares will prevent that, but still Calyx just monster moded that round.
He's just like, yeah, what's the problem? Major's just laughing.
That's crazy he won that fight against Nico. We didn't get to see it. Maybe we will now.
Yeah. I think he watches up towards
fire comes in.
And then the fire comes in. He wins the duel, goes for the secondary one, in connector, wins that as well, and a third one.
Oh, wow. Winds up with 4 in the end. What a round from Calyx. What a series from Calyx.
Yeah, he's been on point.
10-5 for Space Soldiers as we go in. You feel like Heroic really needs this pistol round.
Yeah, they definitely do.
Otherwise, it's kind of dire straits for the multinational team now.
Yeah.
A couple of Swedes, a couple of Danes, a Norwegian.
Good old Scandinavia. Not as strong in this one.
So let's take in a quick little break as we switch sides and get ready for what could be the last half of the semifinals.
Yeah.
However, there's still that hope that Heroic can figure things out and force a third map.
I would need to see Croman step up to the level that we saw him at EPL. I think that's one of the win conditions.
Yeah, seems that way.
Heroic to step back into this game, because I feel like the same as Cash. Heroic aren't really... Nothing is like bad for them. It's just like they're missing the last percentages, the last couple of things. No one is really underperforming.
Ooh, peace. Land terrace.
There we go. Get tapped on.
It's a nice little free frag to get right at the very beginning.
That's why you buy a P250 in the pistol round. That's for that only reason.
Especially if you're going to buy some kind of utility anyway, you could drop that P250 to somebody else. It's what Calyx did, basically.
Exactly. Also tells you a story about who the star player is. Even though Calyx is having 20 frags, he's still dropping the P250 for Santaris.
All is quiet for now. The Space Soldiers kind of takes their time with things. Again, they already have an advantage to work with, so that's quite nice. The bomb's actually over towards B Apartments, and it's actually showing itself to Freiburg.
Oh, and that
causes a rotation, and as soon as they do, they start to come out, but Crowan and Nico get their frags, and all of a sudden, this round has turned around.
Very nicely done from Crowan and Nico. Even though they're like in mid-rotation, they still get the frags in those duels.
Yeah, that's craziness. And now another player is going to get caught here on Catwalk. Major doesn't even respond to it. Crowan just takes him out. Finally, Calix is on to it. He does get that headshot with the Glock, and he gets the bomb back, and it's him and Santaris left. And Santaris does have that P250, so they could still have a shot at this, but it's looking pretty good for Heroic right now. Oh, Nico does get tagged up a bit on his way back into the CT spawn area. He's going to be joined by a teammate very soon, and another rotating into the jungle. Tots does get the plant.
Calix rotating away with the Glock.
He's going to go all the way around.
Oh, he's going to go for the big flank.
Bomb is planted for both of them if they would be able to join together. The problem is there is a player out in the middle who could stop this from happening. And there's also a smoke that could go down on the bomb, but Santaris catches Freiburg. Bomb planted, smoke in. Santaris trying to span through, gets killed by Nico in the process. And as of right now, they don't know if the bomb's being defused or not. It is being. Can Calix do anything about it? Gets a kill, but not on the right player at the right time. It was nail-bitingly close, though.
Ooh, that was just a second away.
Yeah, almost did get the kills he needed in time, but not quite. That'll round that'll make you break a sweat.
That was like, imagine him winning that. He's on 22-5 so far, and it's a combination.
So close.
Yeah. But good for the series since Heroic will be on 6-10 with a great chance. But Calix has been chosen to buy the AK-47, the Hero AK. The rest of his team around 2K, but he'll have the rifle instead. And to be honest, like, I feel that's a fair choice.
Yeah, might as well. Give it a shot. He'll be out in mid patrolling, seeing if anybody shows themselves, but so far not the case, as the bomb is actually gathered up over at A ramp. Now, you do have Madi pushing with an MP9 in Palace. He could find Santaris here shortly. Unfortunately, it's not the way he wanted that meeting to go.
No, definitely not. Deagle to the face is not how you want that to go. Setting up for the A push, though. S-Attack is ready. So is Nico, taking out Major. And now the push comes in from that A ramp. And close range, but Santaris will taken out. And Calix the same. The Hamas are on point right now.
Oh, man. It's not going good here in the A-bomb side. Paz takes one with him, but yeah, that's it.
Oh, wow. Just shut down. This is going to be the buy, even though the money's low on Calix. The rest of the team will only be able to afford Galils if they want utility. Major only with one flashbang.
We do see them gathering up most of their players here over towards middle and B Apartments. Again, Space Soldiers on gun rounds, a very fast-paced team. A lot of 1-4 splits, a lot of 5-man pushes, a lot of 5 rifle setups. Very rapid-paced Counter-Strike. But right now they're getting shut down at middle. Major trying to make things better, and he's doing a pretty good job of it. He's gotten 2 kills. He's gotten the advantage back.
Those top mid counterfactors were on point for Space Soldiers.
Oh, Paz tried to creep out A and got caught by Nico. So that's a big catch for Heroic. Kind of evens it back out. Rapid beginning to the round. Things will kind of slow down just a bit right before things will pick back up again. So that bomb does traverse its way through spawn back over towards the A ramp, as we do have one player here from Space Soldiers working his way up middle. It's going to be Calix.
What can he do here? Calix has been the star player so far. But now, Smokeland CT, this is definitely going to be the A take. One already, that's Nico and CT ready for it. One rotating in to the connector. And a secondary CT player.
I feel like this Calix Croman exchange is going to be kind of what this round because I'm thinking they can't really safely plant because you can just spin through the smoke like that. And Nico and Freiburg do find their kills. That's all on Calyx now. 1v3. He does get the first player he needs, and he knows that at least one is CT spawn, but he's got to come get that bomb. That's going to be very difficult to do, and he doesn't really have a safe way to plant. He doesn't have any utility to block anyone to get this bomb down safely. He will try to force the plant towards jungle. Actually just does the fake to pull a player out, and he gets him out, finds the kill, but now he's got a 1v1, and he gets the kill on the Freiburg! What a play from Calyx! He keeps delivering this tournament time and time again. Unbelievable.
How is this spot? Like, what can you do against that?
I don't know. He's almost got 30 already.
He's 25-6.
Jesus.
In 19 rounds, and he's winning 1v3s like it was nothing. There's not like a single motion on his face when he won that.
I mean, they're like instant headshots almost. Like they didn't, like unless you one-tap me, I'm winning the duel, basically, is what he tells them. And now look at this. Heroic has to go on a really crazy force buy. At least Calyx is down early. Like that gives Heroic a little bit of like a woo. Okay, he's gone.
Now we can go back to the original game plan. That is insane. That is insane. We talked about how crazy Stalin was playing in his games. He's not in the final, but there's a very, very clear chance that Calyx might be, and he is the same thing here. Like, he has delivered the same performance in this tournament.
Yeah, he has definitely been on point. Heroic, though, looking to fight back. That was a good kill from Croman to get them heading in the right direction. So it looks like they're trying to go for that B apartments push. Freiburg is up close with the CZ. Does spot them. He's falling back. He gets a nice little flash out there to buy him a little bit more time to get some rotates in, which two are making that move into market here for Heroic. So well positioned. Starting to reconsider, though. There's a lot of time left. They don't really have any information. After that initial kind of pressure on B apartments, nothing else has happened yet.
Yeah, they're probably going to split it and go for short. These two players on top mid, while Engine and the guys are keeping a lot of attention towards this B bomb site through apartments. And there comes the entry onto short. That's from Santaris. Onto Chrome and Engine.
Ooh. Poor Freiburg gets cooked there.
And he's dead. And now S-Attack and Marty left alone in this.
Yeah, that's a tough one. No kit, no utility. Again, one of the hardest sites to retake in CS, and they have to do it from a man down. And knowing that their money is really bad. Like, real bad. So, there you have it. Space Soldiers get themselves to 12, a few steps closer to the grand finals.
Santaris will take 1 parting gift. Maybe Marty can grab the AK and survive here. Let's see. They're actually doing some damage. Passes on 19. Won't be allowed to do anything more than that. 12 rounds, as you said, for Space Soldiers.
Yep.
Plenty of money to rebuy this, no problem. Heroic on the other side, I think, full eco.
Yeah. And of course, you still won't see an option for Space Soldiers again, a team that really doesn't like to use AWP on T side. One of the biggest 5 rifle teams in Counter-Strike. One of the few teams that don't really have a primary opper to use. So they kind of just focus on the riflers. Again, I'll expect them to continue to play some fast-paced Counter-Strike. Again, they very rarely will just play like a 1-3-1 default and try to play mid-control. They're very much prone to trying to do these quicker splits on bomb sites. Players like Major and Xantaris usually kind of leading the way. Calyx kind of a flexible player who can kind of do a little bit of everything. So that is kind of what we should be looking at going forward. Now, I feel like Heroic should probably have a good idea about all of this. Yeah. It's about figuring out what can we do against it. This round, nothing probably. You're just USPs, but this timeout can be used to kind of say, hey, like this is what we need to start kind of trying to do going forward to kind of stay alive in this tournament.
Yeah. Space Soldiers also want to take the timeout and definitely have a specific plan for this. Back 10 on Engine. Can just rush in and get information and entries. Calyx also opting to not go.
I love that. It's like perfect smoke cover to get into connector so safely. Like there's no way to get shot in the back of the catwalk. There's no window to stop you. He can just barge in here.
They can get the free plant. Luckily for Space Soldiers, it was a B stack for Heroic, so it's going to be very easy to get the bomb down. What's the choice here for Heroic? Do you want to go and see if you can disturb the economy? There's still the danger of the Mac 10 looming.
Yeah, Engine would love just to go hunting for kills, obviously. The money bonus on that Mac 10 is double that of any other gun other than a shotgun, so...
Oh, good flash. Engine will get free money.
Yep, that's 3. So that gun has more than paid for itself. Only cost 1050 and he got 3 kills, so definitely more than paid for itself.
All right, Heroic. I feel like this is almost at a now or never position. Like if they can't win this one, they're going to be forcing out. S-Attack is on a glass cannon. Space Shoulders are going to be at 14 if they win this.
Yeah, and like you said, Heroic does have to just force at that point all the way the rest of the game. So Engine actually keeps the MAC 10, so I guess they're going to keep sending him forward quickly and try to see if he can't find something. I think they missed their smoke at window, though, and that's kind of a real problem as Calyx comes out expecting the smoke to be up there and finds that it's not. Luckily, he's still alive. They actually got the better of the exchange on Nico as far as damage goes. That could have gone way bad. Fortunately for Space Soldiers, it didn't.
Yeah, we've seen the window smoke missed 2 times in this map so far. One from a harder position. This one is from, I thought, was it from the spawn position? I'm not exactly sure. But
not sure.
You want to get, like, that is the smoke you need to have on point every single time.
Yeah. You see Paz soloing out over at A. Again, kind of the more passive player on the team. Balances them out a little bit. But now he will be moving through T-spawn to kind of join them. So A, not the intended target. You can always kind of tell right away where Space Soldiers wants to go. Obviously, you can change if things go awry, but typically they have something in mind from the very beginning. And it looks like B is the door they're choosing to try to breach.
Santaris and Freiburg ready for this challenge. Full flash coming in. That's perfect for Space Soldiers. Double entry from Santaris. Flash is doing their job. Pass even in the lurk position can shut this down from behind, but Heroic is just like, nah, we're not going to go for this. This is going to be an impossible mission to get this one.
Calyx takes a step aside to allow Lanteris a little bit of the spotlight in that round as he gets the 2 entries, which will win in the round. And remember, Paz has been kind of lurking around over here. Will indeed find the kill on the Nico, trying to deny any saves. And if they can keep these guns away from Heroic going to the next round, it would be just a miserable situation. There's like 3 guys on $0 for Heroic right now. They need these guns so bad. Luckily for them, Madi and S-Attack have been able to keep the op in M4 for now, but as soon as I say it, the 2 key players for Space Soldiers come through yet again, and now it is grim times for Heroic.
Yeah, Space Soldiers had enough money to at least afford 3 players rushing in and dying for that situation, but only 2 of them do. They get the 2 kills, and it's all worth it. No problem whatsoever for Space Soldiers. Heroic, as you said, 0 cash. It's just enough to get some CZs.
Yeah, they're kind of taking the approach of let's go kind of light here so we can try to get a nice full buy in the next round and just try to play for overtime. But that's 8 rounds in a row you have to win to do that, and that is a super tall task the way things have gone so far this match.
Nice for Madi though, 1 for 1.
Ooh.
Eco picks up the bomb as well.
Yeah, that's huge.
And an AK-47. Calyx has to shut this one down. Freiburg onto Major, so 1-man advantage now for the CT side.
To be fair, these are the 2 players you'd love to have alive with Space Soldiers to try to still win it. So
but Heroic has bomb control.
Yeah, and they also have armor on both their AK players, so they're actually not too shabby other than not having any utility or any kits. But they have bomb control, so that's a little bit negligible.
Let's see. Antares can flash himself in here to take control of the bomb, if he wanted to.
And they're trying to get together to do something. Their problem is S-Attack's like lurking. Oh, good Molotov to stop him from being a factor for now.
That is perfect. They know where one of them is. They have an idea that one is in Palace as well. 3rd man, they have to find his position and isolate him. Bomb will go down though. That's nice from S-Attack though.
Yeah, he picks the perfect timing to come out of Palace, prevent the bomb play, and secure the round. That's huge for Heroic to get it on a force. Actually, not even a real force. They actually kind of took a conservative approach to that round and still wound up winning it.
This was all of them having plus 1800 after buying. So S-Attack's timing here. No one is watching the apartments. I'm not sure if they thought the Molotov was still active or they just...
I think it had just faded, so they didn't really have a chance to kind of focus up.
All right, Heroic's still alive. No op this time around, but...
Here's the problem. What if you get reset here? And you're in a lot of trouble.
Oh no, S-Attack just demolishing Calyx completely. That's too unfortunate, getting sprayed down through the smoke.
Major trying to pick up on this player falling away from middle. That was Nico, but he's unable to catch up to him, so it's just a kill. But S-Attack just runs out window. Luckily, Freiburg found Xantaris, so it's still an advantage for Heroic. Bomb's actually still down in T-spawn for Space Soldiers. They're really spread out. They finally will be sending Engine back to grab that bomb. As, of course, we do see Paz and Major trying to kind of work something out here between middle and A.
What's the plan here? Space Soldiers. The ball is in their court.
Yeah, they definitely have the Molotovs. Maybe try to push Ticket Booth out so that they can flush him and get the kill and then actually feel confident planning for CT.
It's also very hard because they don't have a smoke for the plant.
That's why I feel like you have to use your Molotovs and get a
exactly.
kill or something like that. But Madi, unfortunately, has to ruin those plans. He does take down Pass. So now options are even more limited.
Oh, they're even afraid of the backside position. So
fair enough. You don't know anything about the A-Bomb site right now if you're Space Soldiers.
This is a very hard one to win. They need both players to basically find a kill and then plant the bomb and then find another pair of kills.
Yeah. Bomb will be planted for Cat as Major watches Cat from Connector to at least allow the bomb plant. A nice little one-tap on the Freiburg.
Point. And now he can rotate onto Cat, as you said.
Oh, Croman tries to come through the murder hole, and it lives up to its name. And the bomb's planted for them.
Yeah, in Connector, they're going to be both in that position now. Will they count on Engine being there, though?
Nico!
Finally.
My goodness, man.
That was so close.
He is so good. Like, the headshots this guy hits.
He's on 20 as well now.
He had like a blistering one-tap on Cash earlier. Yeah, now you get to see a little bit more of it here. Not quite one-taps, but still some nice, accurate headshots.
He can't even, like, he can only see the top of their heads. This is going to be the pistol round. Eco.
Heroic are really like getting it together to stay in this game these last couple of rounds, and now they get rewarded with a weaker round from Space Soldiers, who are just on some upgraded pistols. So a great chance at double digits for Heroic. All of a sudden, that march to come back isn't that far away.
It's actually strange. They do have the money to actually go for a Hero AK on Calyx in this time around, but decided not to go for it.
Nope, just Deagles and CCs instead.
Yeah. I would have loved to see an AK in there on Calyx or Centaurus.
I am curious if at some point Major will pick up the AWP. You could also sometimes see Calyx using a SIG.
Yeah. Gonna have to wait and see. Freiburg ready to spray them down. Centaurus. Freiburg's just getting a nice little triple, but still 2 frags come in for the T side. Major will be the final man standing, but nice little conversion. At least getting 2 frags there. Having the chance to get the bomb down as well now. This is the race.
Yeah, I don't know if he's going to win this foot race.
Yeah.
I don't see it. Oh, he's going to get the Cat, so he will get it. Okay.
And that's all he wants. Extra money.
Yep, that seemed to be the main goal anyway. It didn't happen the way they thought it would, but they still do get the bomb down on the opposite side of the map. So it's extra cash coming in. And this is where they do have all their options really open to them now and how they want to take this.
This is where Major could get an AWP, but he decides against it.
I'm not surprised. Again, normally a 5 rifle team. The only exception is Major every now and then. And like I said, you'll occasionally see Calyx pick up a SIG. But yeah, it is going to be the 5 AKs. And again, I expect the fast-paced execute. They have a full nade set to do it with. So
yeah, this is the A execute.
Yeah.
Good old A execute.
Yep, not surprised. But the counter utility of Heroic is going to be the main thing they have to worry about here. But it looks like Xantair's still able to make his way out of Palace. Unfortunately, he still got taken down by Esatag's AWP. And Madi and company are chiming in as well. Madi staying alive for a very long time on this balcony. Eventually does falter, but he's done a lot of damage to Calyx and Engine. They are half health right now. A lot of time left in this 2v2, though.
Yeah, and now the question becomes for Heroic, okay, we know they're not the hero anymore. Are they playing mind games with us? Are they doing the double fake? Or are they just running straight to B? So, in this situation, you'll probably see them play the same bomb site and then retake together if it's the wrong bomb site.
Yeah, it's one of those things where Space Soldiers would hope that, hey, maybe if we do this, we can force them to split up 1-to-1 and kind of keep eyes on everything. But it is just going to be them playing together.
I think they heard them all the
time. Oh, yeah, of course. Well, here's the thing. Engine's playing aggressive market. And that can catch them off guard. Not anymore, though.
Still has an 8, though. On a Molotov and 2 smokes for the CT side, so they can definitely edge their way in towards the side.
Double bench is an interesting choice on these post plant. I don't know that Heroic could expect that. Surely you expect one.
Oh, let's see if they put the Molotov down. Bench Molotov is such a common one. And now they know. 1 player remaining, they're not going to count for it.
Yep. That's what I was worried about. Calyx playing this so patiently. Gets the kill, comes in, he stops the defuse, he forces him off the bomb, but he's able to get the kill and go back. He's got a kit, and he should be getting this, yes. Close one, though.
That was dangerous. Got sweaty for a second there. Really nice idea as well. Like, you know you have the setup to kind of bait. Also, Engine was very low on HP, and Calyx, the last player, was on like 40 or 50.
Yeah. When you consider that you're both low on health, you kind of have to do something gimmicky like that to give yourself a chance to win it, and it almost worked out.
4 rounds in a row now for Heroic, though.
Yeah, they are really starting to close the gap on Space Soldiers. I feel like Space Soldiers are starting to get to a point where they shouldn't need to panic, but it's like, guys, we're kind of letting this one slip. So
we need to get this done now.
Oh, that's fortunate for them. Esatag missed that shot. He definitely had it lined up, just a little bit off. They did go with the op on Major, by the way, this time around. He had it in Palace looking for a pick. And that's the cool thing about it. Because you're so used to 5 rifles from Space Soldiers, when Major does get an AWP, you never know when it's going to happen. And the fact that his first time with the op is to Palace, like, that's definitely not what you expect. But not able to find anything this time around.
Looks like they're setting up for the A split. 2 players middle. Engine can rotate down and play connector, and then pass and Major towards either 2-man ramp or 1 Palace, 1 ramp. Nico and Marty will be the ones to defend against this.
Yeah, they'd have a player playing Sandwich, I think, so this could certainly catch Space Soldiers off guard unless they decide to spin a Molotov on it, which is really unlikely. So definitely some good positioning here from Heroic, but Nico has been cut off from his teammates. But again, they don't check Marty's location. He's able to get 1. Major picks up on it pretty quickly, though, so it doesn't spiral out of control by any means. An Engine attacks into CT spawn. Calix catches Nico on the edge of the smoke at jungle. All the dominoes begin to fall for Heroic. It's just Freiberg in a 1v3. Short, 2 are low, and he gets the highest health player immediately. So these are some softened targets. He gets another. That was quite close, but Engine does come in and save the day, and now Space Soldiers 1 round away from 2-0ing the series and joining Rogue in the grand finals.
And look at the money, Just. This is the problem, because Heroic, yes, they've been winning rounds, but they haven't really been winning rounds like with a lot of people surviving. They haven't really been building an economy. They've been rebuying weapons 2 or 3 or 4 every single time. So it's just going to be CZ75s, Desert Eagle, and a Scout.
Yeah, it's looking rough, but Marty finds at least 1 out of it, but that's not going to be enough, you feel. Unless Nico can come up huge, but he can't. Pass silences him right away, and the A-bomb site's wide open for the taking now. There is a big flank coming in, so maybe if it catches the right timing, it's going to be Esatag with the CZ. Maybe something could happen here, but it's looking really good for Space Soldiers right now. Everything is going according to plan for the most part so far.
So far, so good. Calix, definitely the MVP of this semifinal, without a doubt. 30 frags now. Was also heading the scoreboard on Cash. Double peek.
Smart play.
Very nicely done. Securing that point of the map.
It's just taking that extra care to make sure that any of the win conditions Heroic has are no longer available.
So even if he gets 1 frag, he's been immediately shut down.
Nah, and the spacing of the double peak means that it's very unlikely he's going to be able to transfer and get 2. So everything about that was great. They are setting a player solo B now as well, just for that added information. They can afford to do that now that they're in a 4-on-2.
So they can just wait, set up. Fragment did spot 1 towards ramp. Anything done. Calix waiting in that position for 30 seconds after then finally peeking out. Croman has to clutch 1v4. Space Soldiers take it the final.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. Calix, it's fitting for him to do the finishing touches on that. 32 kills on the game. Fantastic map as well on Cash. A great series for Calix overall. Definitely the highlight player of this match. There's not even really a question about that.
Calix.
Great work.
And Santaras here on Mirage, definitely the 2-star players of this team. And big congratulations to Space Soldiers making it into the grand final here.
63 kills for Calix in the series. 31 on the first map, 32 on the second. Out of his mind Counter-Strike.
Yeah, commiserations to Heroic. Of course, there's still a lot to be said about this lineup. How is it going to progress in the future? What are they going to add? What are they going to take away? Croman,
I feel
going to be an interesting player to follow. This tournament was not as good as the one we saw at EPL.
Right.
So you definitely have something.
But here's the thing, Heroic can't feel too bad. They weren't here with their full lineup, and they still managed to make a top 4 and get in the money. We know that Rubino's on his way back. He tweeted out that this is his last event where he couldn't attend, so we know Rubino's going to be coming in for Croman. The question is what other changes need to be made here? Sure, Esatag's new to in-game leading. Do you keep going with that? Do you need to find an AWP player that you've lost Yugi? Those are some questions that need to be answered if Heroic still want to be a contender. But again, I feel like they can't be too disheartened by this result. In the meantime, for Space Soldier, it just means so much.
Yeah.
So much flack after Marseille and EPL, not looking competitive in those tournaments, not really having done much basically since the run at E-League Boston. So I think that finally getting some of these players that LAN experience, performing better offline. This is great, and now if they can go for the big finish, it would mean that much more. But that's enough from us. That's enough from us. We're done for the tournament, actually, so thanks so much for watching us. Hope we'll tune in for the Grand Finals, of course, but let's let our analysts break down that last series.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. A convincing series from Space Soldiers. It's kind of what we talked about in the pre-show. That's what we expected to see, and it was great to see Calyx return to form.
Calyx was fantastic in that series. He got more than 30 kills on both of those games, but even beyond the actual number of kills, so many clutches.
Yeah, he had, I think, 4 or 5 1vXs in Mirage alone. The duo between Xantares and Calyx was too much to handle. Xantares was running in, getting multi-frags, then somehow it would collapse post-plant, and then Calyx would bail his team out every round and get a sick clutch. It was just amazing teamwork to see. On Cash, you know, I think Space Soldiers was kind of predictable in the way they played. They kind of did the same thing on T side every round. Heroic didn't really, you know, adapt that well. And I think Croman's like godly nade that timed out the round, killing the planner, it spurred kind of a comeback, and that's the reason it you know, went to overtime. But I really don't think Heroic adjusted that well to what Space Soldiers were doing.
No, and I mean, they don't have a real in-game leader, right? I mean, that's one of the problems that roster faces, on top of some of the role issues we previously mentioned. See Calyx here with another clutch from the first map. He was just fantastic. I mean, the way Space Soldiers works with Xantares and him, it's a bit similar. Now, don't make it seem like I think that they're, you know, equally good, but it's a bit like the Forest Get Right 1-2 punch in the early NIP days, where one of them just goes in, gets the kills, and then the other one cleans up late round.
This was one of the craziest clutches. At 7 seconds left, he baits out that second plant, knowing that there's no way they're going to give it to him, because the second he commits to the plant, they're just going to rush him and kill him. So he baits it out, and with, like, I think he had like 10 HP at that point, he still wins the round regardless.
61 kills. Curiously enough, Xantares has... he's got 0 kill death differential. So he's not even positive kill death differential, but he's got 13 entry kills, and he's got the highest ADR.
That is just an entry fragger through and through. You're never going to sport a good KD unless you win like 16-1, 16-2, you know, unless it's a blowout. And you know, the first map obviously wasn't. So his impact, if you look past KD, is just insane. I would say he has more impact than actually Calyx, despite the fact that he's sporting over 2-1 KD.
Now we do have Major standing by with an interview. Major, congratulations, you've made it to the Grand Finals. You'll be facing off against Rogue, and a great game from you guys. You looked fantastic.
Well, first of all, I want to congratulate Calyx because he did a very good bot of map, very good performance. We started well the match. It was good today. We was very motivated, and we got a chance to get our revenge against Rogue. So we're happy. Let's go focus to the final.
How does it feel to finally have had your team step up and get some crucial wins in a tournament, make a deep run offline or online? Sorry, on land. I mixed it up again. Dyslexia.
In this team, my teammates, like I have really, I have a support. Ingen is supporting. I'm playing for Calyx, Paz, and Xantares. I try to put them in a better situation. One game it's Xantares playing awesome. One game it's Calyx playing awesome. One game it's Paz playing awesome. Like, this is very good. Now we feel very confident. And let's see, but like I said, congrats Calyx because he did a lot of clutch situation today, and also I think Xantares also a lot of entry kills. So both of them, one starting and one finishing the run, is very something good. So the team is balanced today. It was balanced, and it's a good win for us. And congrats Heroic for the fight, because without them it's not a good fight.
I made a joke on Twitter during the game that you were getting dangerously close to the WESG danger zone when you were up 14-7 against Fnatic. And you started losing rounds right after, including the anti-eco from, I guess it was a force buy from Heroic. And then when Freiburg had a 1v3 from jungle, he killed the first 2 guys. It actually came close to lining up the final 2. I think that was the round where we were thinking, like, if he got the double spraying with the AK, like, you might have taken time out, and people would have started thinking like, wait, hold up, I remembered this thing.
Yeah, to be honest, I didn't born leader. I tried to be leader from this team since I joined Space Soldiers. In the WCG final China, I didn't find any solution. I lost my cold blood, to be honest. I'm trying to learn. I'm also learning in terms of leader. It's not something easy to do, but I'm glad that we didn't choke like we shook against Fnatic. But let's focus to the final, and we need to eat now, and let's go.
Well, it certainly seemed like you made better adjustments this time, and I think in China you kind of struggled, started hitting bomb sites directly instead of trying to keep map control, so that was different. What do you expect from the final after the disappointing loss to Rogue in the on the opening day?
We have chance to get our revenge, and we will do everything we can to win that final and lift that trophy. Thank you.
All right, well, thank you very much. Feel free to go get some food, because you guys got to get some food in your bellies and then get prepared for your game against Rogue later. They looked fantastic.
Yeah.
Now, if I'm Rogue, I'm a little bit worried, because coming into that, I was like, man, Space Soldiers does look weak. Rogues kind of look weak. We might actually be able to like really upset a team here and take the finals.
Yeah, they started off slow this tournament. I want to say maybe travel issues. We're not sure if that's really something you can point to as why they weren't performing well. But every match they've played this tournament, they've gotten better and better and better. And it feels like right now we're watching Space Soldiers that we normally see online, which is a good thing. I think this is what everyone's been missing.
No, they've been headed upwards since the beginning, right? I mean, they've been headed towards their peak, which so far in this tournament was the semifinal, and now, pretty soon we're going to find out if they can get to an even higher level in time for the grand final.
Now, you guys have been listening to us all weekend long talk about who's going to win, what the maps are going to be, what the schedule's going to look like, but you can keep track of that yourself. Head on over to the App Store on your phone or your smart device. Download the Strafe Esports app. You can get scores, updates, and also you can predict teams and who's going to win and see what the rest of the community thinks. It's a neat little app. I was using it myself earlier. I got to be honest, the community was not on our side sometimes. They were kind of going with Hazed over there on the end of the desk. But we are going to throw things to a break. And I believe we've got Double Tap with a video where they sat down with some of the players and personalities here. And when we come back, it will be our grand final here at DreamHack Open Austin 2018. You won't want to miss it.